we get a chance to speak to the stars of the brand new Netflix animated feature Spellbound. Check out our conversation with Rachel Zegler and Jenifer Lewis. Before we get into it, very quickly, Rachel, a few years ago, I had the chance to sit in on a roundtable for West Side Story.
Yes.
And the mistake they made was to pair you and Ansel with Steven Spielberg, which meant that none of us got around to asking you guys questions. Because
yes, of course.
All of the questions were for Steven Spielberg.
Of course.
So I just wanted to say, as a lifelong fan of West Side Story, I went into it arms crossed with a certain amount of trepidation. And can I just say, you were a revelation.
Oh.
It is now my go-to version, which I'm sure is incredibly controversial.
Thank you very much. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And I'm glad we live in a world where there's space for both of those films.
Hello.
Yeah. I think so. I think so.
Thank you.
Right, let's talk Spellbound. A question for the both of you. I'm curious as to what it is about Elian and Nazara that kind of spoke to you, because I'm assuming you need to find some connection with these characters before saying yes.
Oh, goodness.
Well, Navarra loves Elian. Loves her, wants to protect her, gives her grace. She doesn't want to, not tell her the truth, but she has to. And she trusts that she can handle it. She's known her since she was a baby. She knows how special she is. So there was a lot of beautiful connection with those characters, I felt.
Absolutely. I really love that there is an inherent trust, yet Elian is also still young and naive in the sense that she truly believes she knows better, even though the adults are telling her otherwise. And she's right in some aspects and she's wrong in others, which is very true to young people. Because when you're young, people love to doubt you.
They do.
And they do. And young people have this stubbornness about them that is admirable and also so annoying. And
well, the line is in there.
Exactly.
She's a teenager.
Right.
We're going to have trouble here.
Jenifer, you're an old hand in animation. I mean, you've been doing great voice work since the 90s. And I'm curious, what in a project still challenges you and what do you look for?
Well, I think when I go into the studio, it's to be natural and know that even though the camera's not on me, all the senses have to come together. You have to, I think just doing the homework. So when you walk in there, it's not a struggle to get into the moment and to answer the call of what the dialogue is really saying. So I do the homework and, the different voices. I mean, it's so fun. If she's royal and she's talking like this, you see, yes, right. Professor Grandeur. I mean, they give me these roles. And then, of course, there's Mama Ode from The Princess and the Frog. It's you, and my gumbo's burning. But when I walked in to do Minister Navarra, they really wanted natural. They wanted her to be really royal and stern and yet loving to this baby. And then, of course, there's Bollier, who just gets on her nerve. She adores him, though, but he's a hot mess. Make no mistake. But you have to have a hot mess in every animation to keep it moving.
Yes, you have to have a hot mess and a cute, fluffy creature as well.
Yes.
Flink. Rachel, what goes into playing younger with that in mind? Because I'm assuming it's more than just high energy and tone modulation. And Elian's, 14 going on 50?
Yeah. It really is that, it's that energy, like you said, it's a high larynx in a vocal, in vocal terms. It's making sure that you're staying very high in your voice to make sure that she's youthful. But it came with a lot of the singing as well. Michael Kozerin, who was really wonderful at translating Alan Menken's music for vocalists and saying, the straight tone is very youthful. And, I'm a trained singer. I've been trained for 10 years that I want to go and do vibrato, but it's not realistic for this 14-year-old girl who's going through all of these things. And so that was really the key to finding her voice and just this giggle and this smile to so much of what she's saying.
Those beautiful high notes that you hit. And not to go into vibrato there. Yeah. It's very difficult.
Yeah, not easy. Not easy and not...
You did it very well. I was listening very intently.
Thank you.
I think what I loved most about Spellbound was a lot of modern animation in the 2000s, I think, tempers the darker, harder themes. I think they try to make it more palatable, even the great ones. Unlike, say, Bambi or Land Before Time or An American Tale, for example, right? Because you sat there and you were crying within the first 10 minutes. And I think your movie doesn't shy away from those dark heart themes. That third act conversation is caught me completely by surprise. Could you talk to me about your reactions when you got the script and got to that point? Because as we're watching the movie, it feels like it's a standard fairy tale, but then Vicky pulls the carpet from under your feet.
I mean, I think it's just very deeply realistic, and that the filmmakers really set out to make something helpful beyond being palatable.
For kids, for the whole family, for young and old, So even the parents will see, oh, they told my kid it's going to be all right. You see, that it's okay to accept what's real and know you can't fix everything. And that's what all of us, young and old, you cannot fix something that's not yours. No matter how much you love people, you can't fix it. And they'll walk away with that. And this Spellbound will live with you after you leave, after you see it, when it's over. It will stay with you. Like I said, I had some friends that saw the screening.
Yeah.
And we went outside of Netflix, and everybody sings. If you can't sing, you can't be my friend. So we did like a 6-part harmony on telling Vicky. I know she's got that video because I sent it right to her.
Wow.
Of how fabulous it was. It was something like, we were spellbound by Spellbound, yeah.
I love it. That's so good.
And so I had to tell her how good it was. But we were all excited and we wanted to sing after Alan Menken's movie. Come on. Music.
Thank you for that. That was great. I'm going to make another income.
Wish I had better lyrics.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I've got like a minute left, but working with Alan Menken's words must have been amazing. What was that like?
It was such an honor. I mean, I was brought on initially to just do scratch vocals for Alan before I had even really been offered the part. So I was really just kind of, helping out Alan and Michael Cosrin and Glenn Slater to just hear the music out loud and understand what was working story-wise and character-wise. I didn't really have the part until mid-2021 and started working on it January of 2020.
That's exciting.
So it was really,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was an amazing process of hearing the bones of what the movie now is, and having been with it for almost 5 years now, it's a massive undertaking to sign on. I mean, working in animation as long as you have it, it's a beautiful process to witness. And being such a fan of Alan, who has sung his music before, not professionally, and then getting to work with him on a professional level is really amazing. That must have been
really exciting to just go in and do the demo, and then they hire you. Yeah. You know, that happened on Lion King.
Did it?
The girl that sang
what?
When the animals are coming. She did the
scratch.
The scratch, and who wrote the music?
Elton John.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said, and he heard it, and he said, "Well, why can't we just use her?"
I love that.
So when you go in and do that initial bone work, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, don't count it out.
And look, what about this voice? I mean, come on. They were like, they probably knew already. They were just sneaking around.
Well, it was very nice regardless.
I know it was.
Very, very cool. They're saying like rap now, please.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the movie. Thank you so much for your time. Also, Jenifer, Sister Act 3. It's got to happen. I can't wait.
Waiting for it. They're working on the script after Maggie passed away.
Right.
So they're rewriting the script right now. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Mom!
Wow.
Spellbound drops on Netflix November 22nd. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Sound off in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.